Judith again, and I'm going to show you 2 more ways to keep track of your sprite. Even if your sprite is showing and you know that it's in front, it could go slightly out of view. For example, if you used the Goto command and moved it to the corner of your screen, it could be that if it's not as bright red as this one, the sprite could look lost. So how do you get it back to the middle? You change the coordinates to 0 and 0, and then click on that bit of code, and that brings your sprite right to the center of the screen. You could move it around from there, but at least you found it. I'm going to show you something else about sprites that could make it hard to keep track of them if you didn't understand how to use it. It's centering. So if you go into the costume of the sprite, you can see that this sprite is centered smack in the middle of the sprite. But sometimes that changes. And then the sprite is off center, and it can be hard to keep track of. To improve the centering, you go to the centering tool, which is in the upper right-hand corner of the scratch screen. And you place the center where you want it to be, which is usually in the middle of the sprite. And you simply click. Then it moves to the center. You don't have to do anything else. The centering crosshairs are then moving around, but as long as you don't click again, your sprite will be centered. Centering also helps with animation, because in order to make something look like it's moving, you need to line up all the copies or costumes of that sprite. So those are 2 more ways to keep track of your sprite. One is in scripts to use Goto00 to get your sprite to come back to the center of the screen if you're sure that it's showing and it's in front. And the other way is to check on the centering of your sprite to make sure it's not off center and therefore hard to find. That's all for now.